Hello, 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 and welcome back to the Laundry Room Podcast, where it is another episode with myself, talking lots of banter and lots of crack with another fabulous special guest. Thank you so much for listening in every week, because you are all absolutely amazing. If there was no you, there wouldn't be me. And that's cheesy as fuck. But this week I am joined by one of my absolute favourite bitches. I've worked with her for a long time, as they would say, in the far-flung worlds of Asia. And she is the one and only toxic tits that I love. Make some noise from your own homes and in your own private areas for Chrissy Toxicity.
Hello, 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 hello.
Hello, it's the show destroyer. Here she is.
It is indeed the killer of all shows.
It's breastplate sweat.
It is.
Oh,
dripping
God.
right down.
How the hell are you? Thank you for coming on, having a chat.
Not too bad now.
Are you good? You well?
You've got me filled with liquor already, so...
I know, one entry, it was like, bottle of Prosecco, have this Rehypnol, make yourself at home, take off your bra if you like.
Loose tongue.
Take off your breastplate and hang it up there.
I hung it out on the door so that it just drips dry while we're up here.
Sure, that's what you do anyway. It's the weekly thing. Like,
Yeah.
leave that drip down there during the break of the show, and then later on when you need it for the finale, we'll just get somebody to wash inside it.
Sean,
Wash inside my daddies. And
stretch that out there, would you? Watch my earring.
he'd be in it, like, shaking them, of course.
He has before.
He has, actually, I remember that.
Are we crossy?
Open the curtains there, and then he's standing the tits. You're like, right, okay.
A lady on the game.
It's a lady. So, tell us, what about you? What's going on? What's happening? Any biz? Any crack?
Oh, well, you know me.
I don't
always
actually.
busy.
I don't
always
know who the fuck
busy.
you are. Yes, you are busy. You're a Friday night woman.
I am a Friday night woman. Still
another
a
woman?
Sunday night woman, just about.
Yes. We have a new show on the way.
We do indeed. Our last show, I killed with my curse of fatal death that tends to happen to the shows that I'm working on.
Oh, sure, you do your best. What else did you kill in your times?
God, what have I done? I've done Drink and Draw. That was on Tuesdays.
I think it was already on the cards before that.
It was in hospice care, and I just pulled the plug in the end, didn't I?
You were the hospice nurse that put the driver in. You were like, you've only long left now, Mrs. Drink and Draw. She's Austrian.
I
Austrian descent.
wrote into the will on Fridays and was like, you're done. You're away now.
I was like, you can now take over.
Yeah.
Take my baton and go with it forth and become a lady.
Lovely.
And take my... Well, I don't even know. Take whatever the fuck.
Take
and
my
get on with
splendor.
it. So, as I do with every guest, I always like to know the story. What's going on? Why the fuck are you dressed as a woman? And what the hell are you doing, you big, giant, Jewish nose bitch? And as everybody knows, if you are offended, fuck up. So, yeah, there you go. It is our term of endearment, isn't it? We call you. Like,
It is indeed.
Fucking neb coming.
Although I have to say, literally every single episode of this fucking podcast, I'm sat in work usually. That's my Wednesday tradition. I sit in work behind a filing cabinet with my AirPods in. And
why behind a filing cabinet?
because every time that I need to laugh, then I just duck behind the filing cabinet so people don't be like, why is that weirdo sat there looking at a spreadsheet laughing his head off?
Because numbers are funny.
They are. But it's you and the drag queens of Belfast taking the piss out of my nose every single fucking week.
You knows it.
I knows it indeed.
We all knows it.
I mean, to be fair, it's warranted. My nose is fucking massive, so...
Here, you contour nice. Now, it does resemble Took and Bake.
It does.
Like, would you want a banana?
Fruit Loops.
Yes, the box.
Fruit Loops.
Fruit Loops bird, one of them. Toucans. Toucan Suleiman from the Dragon's Den. You're like, am I investing? No, not with this nose. Do you remember the other night, the woman in the crowd?
Deborah Meaden.
There's Deborah Meaden lookalike. Are you investing in the show? They got up and left.
And the one beside her looked like fucking Lady C.
Oh my god, Lady, you were like, I was like, look at your woman there, she looked pissed off, and you were like, it looks like Lady Colin Campbell, and I actually near spat a drink out. I'm like, it fucking is.
Wet yourself on stage.
Look
When it was
at
that fucking warm, it dried in by the end of Agony Aunt.
Oh, it was a very warm night. It was great. So when you actually have people in the building, it's amazing. Great heat.
Alright.
It's like, oh, welcome.
So good for the final
Thank
one.
you everyone for coming out to support Cabaret. It was the last Cabaret, but it's not the last Sunday show. No. Everybody thinks it's dying. It's not dying. It's just moving, rebranding, changing things up, moving with the times, getting with the kids, getting down with the youngsters.
Indeed. Every week I hear a different rumour that Union Street's being sold to the Chinese mafia and
Saudi businessmen.
literally it's a different person every fucking week, and do you know where all the rumours start from? The Bane of Belfast Drag, that fucking group chat.
What group chat?
The group chat.
I don't know about a group chat.
There is a group chat.
Is there a group chat?
There is a group chat.
What is it? Like of who? Like just a selection of...
No one important.
No,
that's not true. There's some important people that watch from the sides. But yeah, there's a group chat, and they like to get in the group chat and say little things about the Belfast drag scene. I'm so glad that they've got this insight that no one else does.
Oh, it's wonderful. I know. It's like, I would love to know when shit's getting sold, because then I could make a bid in bad as well. It'd be great.
We'll just put our pocket money together.
Exactly. I'm like, I have 40p. You've what?
£3.50 and I'll take all your stock of WKD.
Fucking smashing. Sounds good to me. Are you a WKD fan?
No, but it feels like you're not drinking, so it's just like...
Well, yeah. Like, I'd have a couple of ciders and drive home. Aye. Like, beep, beep. You literally, there's a pensioner lying dead on the ground. I'm like, it was nothing. It was just a metal rack.
A few Smirnoff Ice and then you can still ride a forklift. It's fine.
Exactly. Operate heavy machinery whilst having 30 over 500s and a diazepam. It's absolutely fine. Don't worry about it.
You won't remember a thing.
I remember when I first started my antidepressants tablets. Like, don't be driving now. I was like, no problem. Beep, beep. Well, like, fuck. I was like... Be alright.
That's us though, the SSID like, girls.
Absolutely.
Is that them SSIDs?
SSRI.
SSRI.
Serotonin, selective serotonin reuptake inhibitor.
Serotonin, is she not in Australia now?
Serotonin. Why, that's right, she's out in the fields. Out in the fields, lifting up cattle shit. To be honest, I would lift the shit of a fucking donkey to live in Australia. The sun.
I'd lift the shit off the fucking street if it meant it wasn't living in Belfast.
With your mouth?
Aye.
I was going to say, like, if you were to offered a life in Australia, performing twice a week in Australian dollar, although they probably wouldn't get paid that much. Everything's more expensive in Australia.
Plus, I couldn't fucking survive in Australia.
No, why? Too warm?
Yes.
Yeah.
I would turn into a puddle.
Yeah. Oh, actually, yeah. You're one sweaty fuck.
I really am.
So yeah, that's true. I am warm, but I have that amount of like setting spray on that I am like a fucking Gable wall. King Billy on the wall, it does not come off.
I have to say, my makeup normally by the end of the night it's still pretty intact, which I don't understand how it actually works.
It's there, but it's covered with like a waterfall.
Yeah.
It's kind of like, oh look, the waterfalls of Moher, or whatever they're called, like the waterfalls of Kilnano or something.
I love her lovely dewy look. No, dewy look, that's just my fucking nose.
That's just your nose.
Love her dewy look foundation. Will you put my fucking dreidel down?
I know, stop it. I've got the Star David on, you know. I'm like... shout out to our favourite Jew, Granny D, DJ Granny D. He's fantastic. I do love him. Yes, Lionheart. So yeah, you're one sweaty bitch. So you could not do holiday drag then.
I could not. No. Anytime like someone says like, "Oh, would you ever like go out to Gran Canaria or anything?" It's like I wouldn't be able to.
In the depths of winter.
Not just because I'm shit at drag.
In the depths of winter in a snowstorm, you're like, that's when I'll go to Gran Canaria. Like,
but that's the thing. We've like fully done shows and it has been ice cold outside and I am still dripping in sweat.
Yeah, that's very true. In the depths of winter there, where we're in the back corridor just about to go on, you could see your own breaths. We turned around, there was Chrissy just streaming like a fucking puddle.
Worse than that, you can see the fucking steam rising off me whenever it's cold outside.
Do you remember that? Do you remember that you come off stage like, look at her, the steam rise and clean off her, like the pish steam, like
a ready to go kettle.
You're like an old microwavable meal come out, like she's ready, she had her 10 minutes, let's go and sit in the corner behind the filing cabinet and listen to the podcast and eat this sad meal. Oh, it's great. So here, tell us, how did you start drag? How did you get into this big bad world of depression in women's clothes? Okay. I like to call it sometimes depression in women's clothes.
Well, I feel like I started a good bit after a lot of the other people that you've had on so far.
Well, yeah, yes.
The new generation.
I just had to hand you on because it was like, I need to tick boxes for God's sake.
Just had to get people in.
It's a diversity exercise, like, right?
Get the Jew.
Told you, stop that.
But yes, I had started, whenever I first moved up to Belfast, which would have been 2018, myself and Ibuprofen, I'm sure many a man in Belfast knows the name, would have went to Maverick we would have went on a Friday and a Sunday.
Right.
That would have been Fuck Yeah Fridays, and it was kind of the last iteration of Sunday service.
Yes.
So both shows would have been Rusty, Misty and Blue.
Yes,
and that was the cast we knew.
I was on my way, on my travels, on my bits, on my working career, on my journey.
A woman of the skies already.
My journey. So yes, I was away travelling, not doing travelling, I was away working my EasyJet life.
Yes,
being
air hostess.
Getting my qualifications, being my full-time woman air hostess, any drinks or snacks from the trolley, tit kick. So yes, that's where you first seen drag. You're like, I want to be that.
Yes, so it was like I moved up a little gay boy from Armagh, and the Orchard County, and it is. And I was actually do you know what? I'm going to tell a wee story, because the first drag that I would have seen from a distance, as we discovered recently through this podcast, would have been you and Rusty Hinges in the Armagh St. Patrick's Day parade.
That's right. Oh, back in St. Patrick's Day when me and Rusty walked in the beautiful St. Patrick's Day parade as two lovely Irish dancing...
Two little Irish dancing things with your curly wigs.
But in a video that then appeared was little Chrissy Toxicity walking with the Boys
Cormac.
Brigade.
It was the Order of Malta Ambulance Corps.
Sorry, that was it. Boys Brigade. Jesus, the Order of Malta Ambulance Corps, and you're walking along completely ashamed of yourself. Going,
And then
I'd love to be wearing those sparkly heels they put
doing
on.
a guard of honour at the top of the cathedral for the bishop or whoever it was.
The Cardinal.
Cardinal Brady, that's who it was.
Cardinal Brady.
Cardinal Brady. No,
Cardinal Brady, if you're listening, do you remember me?
And
Fuck me.
us doing this guard of honour, and then here comes two cross-dressers trumbling along.
That actually,
Looking
yeah, that
gorgeous.
was our walk, trumbling. It wasn't even like a sexy dander, because the heel wasn't even that high to give sexy. It was more like,
Look at us.
hello, how you doing? I make my own
small
butter with my
platform.
thighs.
Exactly.
It was very, very small. It was a very lady-friendly thigh.
Height.
Yeah, lady-friendly height.
friendly heel.
Yeah, just something very comfortable for walking the streets of Armagh during the day.
Exactly, over the cobbles.
It was, yeah, that was a time. That was a time. I remember the time.
I saw those two gorgeous, gorgeous women in their Irish dancing costumes and thought, you know what? I'll give that a go, so I will.
I'd like to do that once I'm no longer in the back of an ambulance. Fantastic.
So then moved up to Belfast, and then Maverick was our haunt whenever we would go out. So we used to sit right in front of the bar in Maverick watching the show, and every time that Lip Sync for Your Drink would come up, we would say, you know what, we're good enough at this, let's do it. And we just thought we were the hottest shit to ever appear on the scene.
hit
So we
the
did.
floor, and it was like, right.
And then eventually we started putting on ladies' clothes and wigs.
Oh, it was slowly but surely. You were like, let's do drag, let's do. And was Chrissy Toxicity always your drag name, or did you think of something? Was it a name before that?
There was a name before it, but it was before I'd ever even dabbled in drag. It was just, let's come up with a drag name.
What was it?
Janine Tonic.
I absolutely adore it.
But Janine Tonic works in fucking Blackpool or something.
Oh my god! Lady Portia said last week her one was going to be
Ruby Diamonds? was
Ruby
it?
Diamonds or Portia. Portia Diamonds, or I can't remember, but she said it just sounded so Blackpool.
Yeah.
But
Janine Tonic.
Janine Tonic, it reminds me of Janine from EastEnders.
No, but that's where I got it from.
Is it?
It is. Janine's back and she's a drag queen now.
Oh my god, that's I actually love that. That needs to be added to my drag list. Janine Tonic.
Janine Tonic.
How have you not mentioned this in our dressing room chats?
I don't know, actually.
You bastard.
I feel like it's one that I'm like holding on to. It's just in my later year, in my twilight years, I'm going to be Janine Tonic.
You might retire for a while. You might find a man, and then you'd be like, "This isn't for me anymore." But no, I think I would still do my drag. I need to find a gentleman.
You need an outlet.
Yeah, you need an outlet to call people I can't and get away with it,
Aye.
because I fucking love it. You can walk into somebody's fucking wedding and call somebody an absolute pervert. They think it's brilliant. I think it's a gag.
Make the bride cry.
Oh, of course I made the bride crap. It's one of my absolute favourites. I have told the story on this many times, or have I told the story?
I think you did.
I think it did. Basically, the long and the short of it was I was doing my usual Roxy, very unoffensive comedy. I was like, if anybody wants to know where the mother of the bride will be later on, she'll be out behind the bins being fingered. And then as you looked to the left, a couple more words, and then I looked, and there was the bride actually bawling her eyes out. Then, of course, after that, her and her new husband of only just a couple of hours started fighting and storming off from each other as I got into the back of a taxi and sped away with the money in the handbag.
Roxy grabbed a few sausage rolls from the buffet and out she went.
Well, when I was away doing the wedding in Spain there the other week, shout out to Keelan and Alejandro, absolutely fabulous.
Alejandro?
Keelan's, I think, he's from Newry, sorry, he's not Armagh.
So sorry to hear that.
No, that's actually kind of nicer. You didn't tell me you brought the drag kids with you.
Jesus Christ. Why is that so clear?
It's Karma, Violet, Lottie,
Lottie.
and there's Cherry.
You can hear Cherry because you can hear the East Belfast in it.
You can kind of hear the lesbian twang.
Aye.
And her little like, sort of side eye. Yeah, God, it's there's a dog. It's the street I live in. This is the tangents now beginning.
Aye.
The street I live in, I love it. It's great. The neighbours are amazing, but there's dogs. One on the corner, one 2 doors up, and one 3 more doors up from that. They all come out together. They all bark like fuck. Shut up! Perfect. Thank fuck.
There we go. Shut up.
Bastards. I just sometimes want to go out with poisonous ham and go, here, have something to eat.
Here you go. We treat for you, loves.
Here you go. No, would you have an animal? Would you?
I love animals.
Do you? What do you like? Well, I know you live with Ivy and all, like, but I mean,
Jesus Christ, that's another level. That's not a fucking animal. That's a bridge troll.
No, she's alright. She's a real bad man. She's fabulous. So you started off, you were going to be Janine Tonic.
Janine Tonic.
I think that's a fucking sketch.
Do you know what though? I feel like if I were to become a lady of a certain age doing the drag queening, you could see Janine Tonic at the end of the bar wearing a little pussycat wig and a moo-moo.
That's what you wear at the minute anyway.
Oh, fuck you up.
See, when we come into the dressing room, see you getting ready, you're usually in like a wee, your own hair's like a pussycat wig, and I'm like, there's Janine Tonic getting ready there.
Indeed. I'm going to get that every fucking time you come into the dressing room now.
There's Janine.
There's Janine, ready for the show.
But one of my favourite things is we could arrive and I'm fully dressed and it's like, we have to start in 10 minutes and she is nowhere near ready. She's still only doing foundation and like, this is not possible. And it's just literally as we were to step on the stage, you just appear ready.
There was one time in particular I remember where it was like, even I was like, oh god, I'm really running late this time. And I was still like doing my eyes or something, no lips, no cheeks done, still had to put the wig on, still had to put the whole body and the outfit on,
the whole position.
And you were like, Chrissy, how long do you need? And I was like, 10 minutes, I'll see you down there. And you go down, and it was just as Glenn was playing the cabaret intro, and I start walking down the stairs in this gown, beautiful updo, and you just look up at me, it's like, how the fuck do you do that? 10 minutes ago you were sat in your boxers.
And then now you're ready. How the fuck did that happen? It's like magic. Like,
it's like once I get to a certain point, it's like, okay, I know that the last bit I can do it like that, so it's no bother.
When I come down, so I do everything in stages. So it's to start from the head, eyes, then you've got it so you can sit and eat your dinner, so it's not over your foundation. I'd be sitting eating pizza and sitting in front of the mirror going, I hate my life,
but I look lovely.
Why am I single? Why does nobody love me? Give me that pizza. And then put the face on, be like, right, I don't give a fuck, let's go make that money, honey, and get steaming, and then come home and piss myself at the front door.
Then there's some nights whenever you've just got the eyes done and you're still eating your pizza and you fall asleep for a wee while and you're like, I'm wearing the burqa tonight, so I am. Gorgeous eyes.
Oh god, but then no, but I would love one of them just for travelling around sometimes, because people do look at you if you're running up the street during the day and you're like, I'm not built for the day, I'm a nighttime creature.
Just running down to the shops for like a pint of milk
with my fake tan and all. When you go out in the daytime, you're like, patchy bastard. So I'm going to have to do a little bit of sunbathing before Pride comes along.
Oh god,
or
same.
I'm going to wear a full suit neck to toe and be like, I don't actually have any body features, I'm just a hole.
A morph suit.
Morph suit. Oh my god.
A dull orange morph suit.
That would actually be great, because then I wouldn't have to do any makeup. Fuck that shit. I hate getting up. Well, don't hate. Love Pride, but don't like getting up early in the morning for the earliness of it all. It's great and it's fabulous, but hey the fuck, not for the boys.
Sure.
Dress as ladies.
Last Pride I didn't even sleep the night before. We done drag roulette the night before in Union Street. We did.
I love the fact that I remember nothing. We done last year.
Drag roulette the night before, and it was the night the fucking lights went out on us. We had no lights.
Oh yeah.
We had to have a spotlight balanced on top of the coffee machine, which was blinding us the entire time.
I remember now.
We were performing some German song that Angela Ferkel put in for us.
That's right, yes. I loved that.
All these fucking songs that we had no idea what was coming up. And we were like, right, we'll get the show over and done with nice and quick, and then we'll go off because it's Pride in the morning. We need to be up bright and early.
Ready to roll.
I still didn't have my Pride look finished. I had that fucking suit of armour, and I had to
make that shit.
I had to finish it off, and
I couldn't think of anything worse.
I went straight from there. Me and Ivy had a studio down in Botanic.
Oh, why the studio?
And I went down there, was still in full drag, got down there, took my wig and my outfit off. I don't even know what the fuck I was wearing for the rest of the night, because I must have put something on. And I was
pants like, oh, here we all are.
No, I genuinely think it was me sitting there, Bishop
fucking
Brennan or whoever it was. Here we are now.
Here we
all
are,
the lads
from Father's Head. It's a meme that goes out there, and it just reminds me of you just sitting in your knickers going, here we all are, all the lads. And
I'm not going to get a gorgeous photo of myself for the Laundry Room podcast. I'm just going to get that
it actually
just plastered up there.
Will be that picture and go, oh, that's the exact one.
Here we are now.
Here we are, all the lads. Well, speaking of all the lads, we're going to take a very short break. We'll go back very shortly. We'll speak to you soon. Bye bye. Hola damas y caballeros, bienvenidos a podcast Roxy Tumble Laundry Room. It's Spanish for hello, how you doing? Welcome back to the Laundry Room podcast with me, Roxy Tumble Dryer. This week I am joined by the one, the only, the gorgeous, the her, the big bitch with the nose herself, Sniffy LaRue, Chrissy Toxicity.
Sniffy LaRue. Sniffy LaRue and Janine Tonic doing cabaret.
They're all coming together as sisters. It's Sniffy LaRue. She can sniff out a boy a mile away. She's fabulous. So before the break, we were talking about your descent into drag, or your start in drags.
I would call it a descent. It's only gone downhill from there.
Well, sure, it's all good fun when you're dressing up for a laugh. And so tell us, so what was your very first gig? Very first actual on stage in front of people?
very first gig where I was actually booked. Oh, Jesus. I actually do know what it was. Myself and Ibuprofen had been asked to host a wine and cheese night.
Fuck off.
In John Bell House student accommodation.
Hold on, what?
Yeah.
Student accommodation.
A student accommodation.
Like, is it one of these Dunderd Inns type of thing, or is it like students with a few pound?
I know, it was quite nice actually. It
was
in the Great Hall.
Ah, right. And there was all like, "Mammy, we got drag queens."
Well, that's what we were hoping it was going to be. We dragged a few of our mates across, and we were trying to make it. Oh, come and see us in drag! We're doing our first show, and was there a quiz, or there was something else that was happening at this event? I can't even remember what it was.
A public shaming of you.
Essentially, that's what it ended up being. And we were doing it, and we were trying to do this show while at the other end of the hall there were some students watching. I think it was I'm a Celebrity.
What? In the same hall?
In the same hall. So like it was divided halfway, and there was couches and stuff, and there was just a bunch of students watching I'm a Celebrity or something.
Right.
So there was me and Ivy trying to do our numbers, and I remember the first song that I performed to was Heaven is a Place on Earth by Belinda Carlisle. And when I tell
Can
you...
I book you for 3 Saturdays' time to do Belinda Carlisle, Heaven is a Place on Earth?
Absolutely.
And that is on it's getting into my diary right now.
And when I tell you the drag I was doing can only be described as 3 o'clock in the morning on Grindr, Chrissy CD messaging you saying, "Can I show off for you in my tights?" I was wearing a little lacy negligee from ASOS.
I can see it.
Big Amazon thigh-high black boots.
Was it like a go-go boot?
No, thankfully
like a
not.
70s go-go boot?
No, it was...
There's a lot of incarnations of those at the minute on the scene. And
why have they come back? I don't understand it at all.
They look like... Do you ever see like a 70s fancy dress costume in Elliot's?
Yeah.
And the model in it is
Groovy
wearing...
Chick.
Yeah, Groovy Chick. And do you remember Groovy Chick? The actual...
The Y2K children's
She looks like a big
brand.
lanky bitch. There's
Right.
like... She's something wrong with her. That's Groovy Chick. Come and look at the walks of her. She's got jaundice.
And she's grown up to be one Miss Becca Boots.
Yeah, fuck me. I think I did call her Groovy Chick one night. Or somebody was called Groovy Chick. Yes, speaking of jaundice, there is a picture of you flying about doing... It was Misty Falls, had a ball, one of the House of Falls ball.
Oh, God, yeah. So,
you look jaundice as fuck. And
how do you know about that?
I have it on my phone saved because you put it up as a joke on Protect Bad Drag, and I was like,
yeah.
Screenshot immediately for birthdays, weddings, and bar mitzvahs, so I can wish you online a happy whatever the fuck you're celebrating.
Well, the photo, the outfit I'm wearing in that photo is the outfit I wore for that first performance.
Is it?
So you can see my lovely lacy nightwear. But my first performance, I was wearing what I like to call drag queen's first wig, where it was it was a sort of burgundy wine red, and yeah, oh my God, it was literally that colour.
We're looking at my human hair.
We're here in the hall.
So we don't say hair anymore. In 2024, it's called a unit.
A unit.
Just washing my unit. I'm like, that to me sounds like you're washing a very large woman. I'm like,
I call them the girls.
The girls are...
The girls
just call them what they are. Fucking wigs.
It's a wig.
A wig
a
that goes on a
hairpiece.
piece of head, and that's fucking it. They aren't girls. They haven't got... People go, do you have names for your hairs? I'm like, yes, fuck off, and none of your business, creep. They're pieces of fucking hair. That's it. And after about 4 or 5 weeks, they go straight back to the fabulous Keith wigs to be restyled and made beautiful again.
Shout out to Keith taking care of the dolls.
His little magical shed out the back of that house. Keith, I love your home. It's like the house from Up. I thought if you attach balloons, it would just float away. I'm like, would you deliver wigs? Yes, now the house moves.
Talk about fucking Hong Kong apartments. That house is so skinny and tall.
I love it. I would live there.
Are we just doxing Keith right now?
What's doxing mean?
Whenever you expose someone's address online.
Well, no,
we're not telling them where it is.
We're not saying address. The house could be anywhere in Northern Ireland.
If anyone sees a flying shed with wigs in it, that's Keith's.
That is it. The Keith Wigs is travelling the country on a tour. We are now promoting that, Keith.
Yep.
If you're interested, get in touch. We'd love that.
I'll do you a poster.
Chrissy, make a poster. Sorry, there we go. The tangent begins,
right,
and I fucking love it. The first gig,
the wine and cheese night.
Wine and cheese night, right?
Wine and cheese
in this hall where other people are down the other end watching. I was like,
yep, not interested at all.
But tell me, how loud was the music? Was it? I can hear my own feet.
A whisper.
Oh,
a whisper.
It's when you can hear your own feet or your own. My breath is dancing, lip syncing. It kills me.
Well, during this number, I had decided to do some choreography because we were essentially just...
Choreography?
Do you ever be like performing at a brunch or something and you're just weaving your way between chairs?
Yeah.
It was very similar to that vibe.
Right, okay.
So I grabbed a chair and you heard it scrape along the ground. You heard me turning it. You heard me trying to dance on it. And towards the end of the song, this was back in the day when I thought I was something.
Back in the day?
Back in the day.
4 years ago.
Yeah.
4 years ago.
Five.
Not even long. not at all.
I was doing death drops and splits and all back then. Which I can't imagine Chrissy doing a death drop or a split now.
Fuck, Jesus, you and them old Victorian penny kickers.
Aye, the wee orphan stompers.
They remind me of, like, in the Victorian picture, you see the boy with the hoop and the stick. Like,
yeah.
chase that hoop and stick down the street.
A penny farthing.
Penny farthing. And like, please welcome to the stage, Miss Penny Farthing. We should do a Victorian week.
We should. Penny Farthing, Janine Tonic, and Sniffy LaRue.
Sniffy LaRue. And she's the cocaine queen. Like,
she is.
Hey, darling, I'm Sniffy LaRue.
Don't get your bag out in front of Sniffy.
Do you know anyone that can get me like a rock of cocaine? Don't know why she's got that accent. It's just...
No, that's not transatlantic, is it? Transatlantic, it's more like that, isn't it?
It's like, what's wrong, darling? You're crazy. You want to go to London or New York? Come with me now, quick. Let's go.
Don't make me leave, baby. I don't want to.
Darling, no. I love it. You're fantastic.
What about the children?
Fuck the children. I'll slap you down, bitch. And like, back in the day, women got hit.
Hit me harder. I love you.
It just reminds me of Family Guy. Family Guy cutaways. There is one they do like that, and that's kind of where I get all my fucking dark. I do have a very dark sense of humour, as you well know. Some of the stuff I say on stage is dark, but by fuck, when we get backstage in our own private quarters, I'm a fucker and I love it.
I mean, my favourite thing in the dressing room is just when you say something, I just turn around and go, Roxy!
It's hilarious. And even when I have my day job, when we're all working away and then there's nobody about, I'm listening, like, ranting to the crew, I'm like, fucking rah. And I have to walk any more than, like, fucking 3 steps. I'm like, the plane's parked too far away. How dare they? Bastards! Oh, I love it.
Infringing on your human rights.
And I do think that's probably why people are quite intimidated by me, because I'm a bit of a fucking evil shite.
Oh, no, but then you get to know you and you're just a big... evil shite.
Yeah, an evil shite that actually really looks after people and goes, come under my big bingo wing.
But yes, so I was performing Heaven is a Place on Earth, decided to do a death drop. While I was on my way down on this death drop, my wig managed to come off.
Of course.
As I hit the ground, I caught the wig in midair.
Right.
Threw it to the side and pulled my wig cap off. And at the time I had bleached blonde hair, so I finished it looking a bit like pink, but it looked intentional.
And they thought they were choking on cheese.
Like they were loving it. They're whining cheese, choking on a bit of camembert.
So were they all just sitting around in this like half room eating wine and cheese, watching 2 strange cross-dressers?
Very odd. There must have been something else going on. I can't remember what we were doing, whether it was bingo or a quiz, but we were doing something, and then midway through we just decided to do a few wee numbers, and that was our first gig. I don't think we even got... No. Do you want to know what we got paid for that? Because we were living in one of the other student accommodation buildings, they couldn't pay us money.
Oh, right.
So instead, we each got a £100 Marks and Spencer's gift card.
Oh my god, think of this stuff you could have stole as well as bought.
But like as a student, getting £100 worth of Marks and Spencer's
stuff. Oh, it was fucking dine out for 2 for 6 weeks.
I think I got 2 Indian banquets and 2 Thai banquets at the same time.
Oh, here, fuck. I would love that. I love getting into Marks and Spencer's and taking things to the self-checkout. It's one of my absolute favourites.
I'll not tell plasma screen TV through as a lime.
Boop. And there's times this holiday it's so busy. On the busier days you go in, it's like, boop. I do make that noise. Boop, boop. And, this one's not scanning. Let me just set this. Boop, boop. How many chocolate twists have you got in that bag? 1, while 6 go into the bag.
You've just taken a little basket from the bakery.
Boop, boop. All scanned, taken, gone. Thank you and good fucking night. Anybody works in Marks and Spencer's, don't say a word. Shh, be quiet. Don't take away self-checkout. Although they are bringing back people, thank God, because self-checkout's always like bagging area. It does my fucking head in.
No, I
like,
love a self-checkout.
Do you?
Yeah.
No.
I'm a antisocial bastard. I'll just put my AirPods in and just walk around. The amount of times that I've been like, I need to figure out what I'm doing for the gig this week, and I'm walking around Tesco's with music absolutely blaring through my headphones.
You're like, Oh no, I can't listen to headphones walking about. I like to keep not my shit about me. I just like to be. I like to listen to other people's conversations. Like the thing I say it and I'm like, Was that right?
You tell her, Deirdre.
Even travelling to the wedding in Spain, I was listening to people on the train in Spanish bitching about somebody else, and I was like, ooh.
Escándalo!
Oh, escándalo, señora. As I said earlier, shout out to the boys. That's right, we went off topic again. Shout out to the boys. I was down in Madrid, in a little medieval town called Toledo. Madrid. So I flew to I got on the air coach from Belfast to Dublin. Then I flew through Dublin Airport for the very first time. It was a very easy journey.
The first time?
Never went through Dublin Airport in my puff.
Does EasyJet not fly from Dublin?
Absolutely not.
Oh, okay.
No, we're British, how dare you?
Excuse me.
Fuck you. No, I'm based in Belfast, so I don't go out of Dublin. But the first time straight through, it was great, lovely, nice wee bits and pieces. Went into Boots, was able to literally steal a couple of bits and pieces as well through the self-checkout. Was away like, fuck. I was like, oh, boop, boop, thank you.
Sky police are going to be after you?
Fuck God, I'm like, tell you what, if that's what they do, if they're trusting you, well, I'm going to fucking take it. That's how it works. Got on my flight, flew to Madrid, got the train from Madrid into the centre of Madrid onwards, then into Toledo on the super fast train. It was fast enough, but it wasn't super fast. It wasn't anything I would be surprised about. But the city was gorgeous. It was like a 14th century medieval town. Literally all hills. Like, if you're in a wheelchair, you're fucked. But if you have operational legs, well done. Go
Thankfully, I'm
visit
not
the
in a
city.
wheelchair.
I know, thank God.
I'm booking a holiday to Toledo.
It's lovely. It was gorgeous. And some of the grinder boys were lovely, but it was like one man, like a kilometre away. The next one, 6 days. Like, they were literally nobody was seen for a long time. I was like, no.
Get the super fast train.
It's like, oh, come find me, boys. I'll be lying in a heap after I do my gig. The taxi driver, I got into the taxi and was like, hola, habla inglés? And he goes, no. I was like, all right, love. But with the Manchester accent. I was like, fine, well, you got a problem again. Speak because I'm just a sweet girl. So it was very nice. It was very good fun. It was very nice. It was, oh my God, I still am in shock. Like, why I went to Spain to a wedding? Wow.
It's fucking insane. Like, you went there, but you didn't just do a wedding. You done a wedding bilingual.
Sí.
Spanish and English.
Sí, I spoke in Spanish and English.
Performed in Spanish.
Because I was there for 2 days, and it was easier to also put on the accent of Spanish to English rather than speak like our people. So I was going, hello, could you tell me where I get the ticket from to the aeropuerto? She goes, yeah, I was like, so you have to speak in a slight accent as if you are, something that... It's them fucking dogs again.
Sorry, that's my feet.
Oh, yes, that's right. Sorry, I'm speaking in Spanish. I don't give a fuck. But yeah, it was fantastic. I really enjoyed it. I am now an international drag queen. So if you live in any countries that have Spanish accents, I can come there and call you all cunts, hoers and bastards. If you're easily offended, suck my cock.
Roxy Tumbledore, Gran Canaria 2024.
Oh, no, if only Gran... God, I kind of would have enjoyed it. I think it'd be fun, but it wouldn't be like I would move over to do it as a permanent thing. I did get asked to come over to Turkey this summer, and I was like, no, I do not have time. I am working like fuck. I've also loads of bookings, I get to shout abuse at you from passing cars.
Aye.
And I have that booked through in my diary for quite a long time, so...
Every time I'm going to work, Roxy gets a taxi just to go past my house.
Fucking fruit. There actually is sometimes people that I do know and put the car window and shout fruit. I don't and drive on, they're like looking around, and I text and go, that was me. It wasn't a homophobic attack. Don't take it thick.
Well, it was a wee bit.
Kind of was, but it's funny. If somebody shouted at me,
if it's family, it's fine.
If it's family and friends, it's okay. So, you did that gig in the wine and cheese party, which is fabulous, and then of course lockdown came along.
Lockdown came along right after that, and I feel like I was just getting my steam, and then lockdown, and that's when the depression really started. So it did. I had to move back home. I was in Armagh, and
nobody knows about it either.
Yeah, my family still don't know how to drag, which at this point is a wee bit weird, isn't it?
Shame, 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 shame on you. That's a gig. How do you think they take it well, or not give a fuck, or?
I have no idea, and at this point I don't really... Well, it's not that I don't care, because obviously if I didn't care, they'd know. It's more I don't really care. Like, I don't want them involved, so it's just easier.
Yeah, it's just like, right, okay.
Yeah.
Like, you could start a podcast and have your mum talking with you. Like, so Cormac, tell you what, love, this is how you make stew. A coddle. That's how you make a coddle for the child.
My ma's shite at making stew. She is. That's the one thing. My ma's a terrible cook.
It's water and boiled meats.
I know, but the way I always describe my ma's food is grey.
Grey?
And not even necessarily in colour, in taste, in texture, it was just grey.
Grey. Have you met Salt and Pepper? Who are they? Is that a band in the 80s, 90s? That's a fucking gig. But then you after the COVID-19 epidemic, you returned and you started working in Union Street Bar.
I did.
You did. What was your first gig there? Remind me, because I can't remember last week.
The first gig I ever done, it was a Friday with you.
It was. Why did I forget that?
Like so many things, Roxy was my first paid gig as well. The first one wasn't paid, but
no, some are not. You have to prove.
Unless you count the M&S voucher.
Well, yes, but you were there. You go.
Yeah.
I mean, that was your first ever paid gig?
As far as I know, yeah.
Oh my Christ.
That was my first
Well,
paid
M&S
gig.
gigs are better than none, so I like them.
And then, yeah, you were my first gig in Union Street, and it was around the time that I was competing in Drag Stars.
Oh, well, here, we'll come back to Union Street. Tell us a little bit about Drag Stars. We all know what Drag Stars is. It's a Thursday competition in the Maverick by the one and only Anya Bex.
It was, whenever I was doing it, we didn't really know what to expect, because it was, I mean, before that, it would have been before lockdown, whatever the last competition before that was. I think it was either Trudy's Drag Race, possibly, or Portia doing Shine Bright.
Oh, do you remember that?
I think it was Portia doing Shine Bright.
Yes.
No, not Scarlett McNugget. Scarlett Mugler won that.
Scarlett Mugler.
Mugler herself.
Mugler, that's right, yes.
And it was then we saw on Instagram, Anya was looking to do a competition, and I was like, oh.
Was this the first?
This was the
very first. Oh, the very first.
The very
season.
first Drag Stars.
First out of millions.
Aye.
Yep.
We're now on Drag Stars 70,084.
Indeed, and I can't wait for the next.
It's a Christmas special. And
shout out to Drag Stars.
we didn't really know what to expect, and I remember I'd actually messaged Anya saying, oh, this looks like fun, I want to do this.
Mm-hmm.
And she was like, oh yeah, that'll be fine. And then a few weeks later, I was hearing from a few different queens on the scene saying,
was this in the mass group text?
No, I was never actually in the big group chat. I think I've been on it a few times, but I just leave it because I'm like, nope.
I'm gonna start a new drag persona so I can get in and have a nosy.
Yeah.
Not that I don't money joke. I don't give a fuck.
Get your burner phone.
I wish I did have one actually. Fuck's sake, it'd be great.
We'll go and get a wee SIM card from Asda after this.
Sounds good to me. That's it. I'm gonna start. Gina Tonic's gonna arrive. I'm like,
Janine Tonic's gonna jump in.
This is Janine's too. This is too weird after hearing her name the other week.
I think I did get added into it once, and the first thing I did was search my name.
We'll just see if there's anything said about you.
Yeah.
Oh, very good.
It was just people being like, oh, does anyone know who's at home with Chrissy and Becca this week?
No, nobody.
I think I'm that fucking narcissistic that I was like, why is no one talking about me?
How dare you not bitch about me?
Where's people slagging me?
It's like, it's me actually going,
it's just
Chrissy
Roxy.
is a fucking cunt.
But yes,
So sort of Friday nights, I was doing a Friday in Union Street, which was Foxy Fridays.
Foxy Fridays.
That's right.
And whenever I done the first few ones with you, it was actually still in Shoe Factory.
That's right. They were a Friday because of the COVID stuff. I had to keep it of me at a distance. And then we moved to the front bar, and you continued doing it with me. And
yes, I'm trying to think who was on with us that very first night, and I have no idea, but I do know I got very drunk that night because I have a series of photos on my phone, which I actually used one of them as like my go-to photo to put on a poster for a while, where I took them in the dressing room after the show, and I look god awful. My lipstick is completely smeared, but I'd done something different with my eyes, and I was like,
I like this.
oh, she's a woman.
I'm beautiful.
She's gorgeous.
I'm everything, and nobody can tell me different.
Exactly.
Fabulous. At least you didn't fall asleep in the dressing room, so that's a good thing.
No, thank God. Some people have.
So you did a few Fridays, yes, and then
It was after I won Drag Stars, I got a message from Union Street.
You won Drag
Oh yes,
Stars?
I won Drag Stars. Oh yeah.
So we're going back to that.
Yes.
Back to Drag Stars. You were doing competition season 1.
Season 1.
How many weeks was that? 12?
It was 6 weeks.
6
But
weeks.
that's the thing. I had asked Anya if I could do it, and then hadn't heard anything back about it really, and heard from a few people. Oh, are you doing Drag Stars? Are you doing it? And I was like, oh well, I asked. I'm not sure. And they were like, oh well, the cast has decided. Like, we're already like it's in the group chat and all. And I was like, oh. Guess I didn't make it then.
Oh.
So then I messaged Anya and was like, oh, I'd still like to do this if it was a chance. She was like, oh yeah, oh, I thought you didn't want to do it. So then she had me, so I was the last minute wild card contestant.
Oh, you were just fucked in there, like right, and then boom. You won it. You
won it, so I did. But I still think Drag Stars season 1, we didn't know what we were in for. We kind of set the tone for Drag Stars going forward because you had some really fucking amazing people in there. You had me, Fierce, Bent, Hester. We really we were trying to prove ourselves.
Yeah, we're good, and all those people that were on that are now working away and doing bits and doing well. So it does do something. It gets you out and about. And even that's what I like to do with my show, to bring guests on. But I like to bring not even I like to. I would just choose people that actually have,
drive.
They have a drive and a bit of want to do drag. It's
Yeah.
not just like I want to put on a dress and have a gig. It's like that's wonderful, that's great. But I'm running a show. I'm trying to keep people entertained. It's not.
That's the thing. I feel like with drag, there's people that do drag because they want to dress up and they want to have some fun, and there's people that do drag because they want to be entertainers.
I want to be a fucking entertainer.
Yeah.
I make people laugh. I could stand and talk shite whether I'm in drag or not, and right now I'm fucking not. Never am when we're doing these things.
We're just attention seekers.
We are just attention seekers with ADHD.
Exactly.
That is ADHD. It's the Muslim way, or the Arabic way of saying it. ADHD. ADHD. Have you got ADHD with hummus? I'm like, yes, please, fantastic.
I love a wee bit of hummus.
So yeah,
hummus and breadsticks.
Sweet chili hummus out of Asda is fucking unbelievable. Or
Red pepper hummus.
Yes, caramel. Absolutely divine. I love a bit of hummus. I wish I should have bought some in. We could have been sitting here eating it, having an Arabic meze. There's that fucking dog. Every single time I try to have a fucking conversation about something, it's the brr, brr, brr. I cannot wait to take this podcast to the neighbour and go, listen to this fucking shit.
Listen to your dog yapping.
So on Fridays you were working with me, and then I decided to myself, I'm working loads, I'm absolutely fucked. I'm getting old. 30.
We were doing our Friday show, and God, it was... I feel like that was the first time that it was like, we are putting so much effort into this, and it feels like it's outside of our control. That was the first time, because you had taken me under your wing, your lovely flappy bingo wings, and
they're gorgeous.
Took me to Roxy's School for Girls.
Oil them up. I know the School for Girls is a tough school. It's like...
It is. It's like, you're a tough mistress.
Did you ever remember years ago when it was ITV or something? It was like Ladette
the Lady.
That's what I run. It's a court of Ladette the Lady. I'm like, right, you fucking trump. Bend down and pick up that pencil without having to bend your back. Straight back, nice squat, here we go.
Get on that mic and tell your woman over there her cardigan's ugly.
Yes, tell her she should have aborted her daughter at birth because she's got a weird eye. That's how you do it.
I remember the very first time you ever handed me a mic, it was like, there you go, you host. You were like, you're going to host the game. And I went out there, and the first thing you were like was like, shout into that mic, we can't hear you. And then I was shouting, and you were like, you're shouting too loud, we can't understand a word you're saying.
It's a fine balance.
It is indeed.
Some people come out and be like, hi everybody, welcome along to the show, this is great.
Recently I had Cherry Bombscare helping me with the game, and she went into the crowd, she's like, who wants to play a game? And I had to turn around and be like, alright, Union Street, who wants to play a game tonight?
It is projection. It's like literally on the microphone, you don't need the volume, it's just using your voice to project out to the crowd what exactly... People always say, you sound like a radio presenter.
Roxy's radio voice.
And it is the radio, because I'm usually just talking about... Then I'm like, tonight we have got fantastic guests live on the show. We've got Chrissy Toxicity, straight back from her trip to the back end of nowhere. We've got the fantastic Becca Boots, she's rattling her teeth for a fiver. And of course, bringing up the rear, it's Karma Violet.
Straight from the burn ward.
Karma's a bitch, I should have known better. She was going up in 10 minutes. Grab yourself a drink at the bar, grab yourself a fag, or maybe even change your tampon, because I can smell the sea. We'll see you in 10 minutes. It's just like that. I can just ram that off. And I
was expecting Beyonce Mega Mix to start playing there.
Like, Texas holding. I couldn't even get it off the top of my head there to do that quick, but there it is. That is the school of microphone chat.
It is indeed.
But only so many people could do it. You do it and you sound like a fucking dick. You're like, no.
I'm playing with it. Doing games left, right and centre.
You are doing very well. You pick up the mic very quick. And I was like, look at her, she can do it now. It was just, sometimes you have to be fucked into the deep end.
Needed the push.
The push, and then the right, don't turn it this way, do this way, be heard, pull it back a wee bit, just keep it in the right space and project your voice. Like, you don't just whisper as if you're talking on the phone to people. You have to be pronunciate, because people are pissed and they need to know what's going on.
But then there's the weird thing that, like, whenever I did start talking on the mic, all of a sudden this country accent that I've never had started coming out.
Oh, why? You
get yourself up there now, lad.
I love that. I'm like, who the fuck's that? And
that's Cormac.
It's Cormac in the big cut jeans and the brown shoes. Like, do you want to win £30 worth of nothing?
Yes. We're going jiving.
Let's go jiving. That could be our brand new game.
It could.
Like
Chrissy takes you jiving.
Cormac's Jives or Jenny's Jives. No, Janine's
Jives.
Janine's Jives. Welcome along this week. It's Janine's Jives, and we've got a leaderboard. At the top of the leaderboard, it's one-legged Anne, who has been coming in every week for the past 3 weeks. She
only dances in circles, but she's doing her best.
She's fantastic. On one foot, it's a shoe, and on the other bit, it's just a stump and a roller boot. She's fantastic. Well done, roller boot Anne. Coming up next in the second in the line is, of course, little old Stumpy McGee and Polio Back John. They are wonderful. It's the rips and tips of them all. But here we go. We're going back to Janine's dance jiving, that's it. Fuck me, I've only got so much of a go, and then I'm like, right,
the new Sunday show in Union Street, get ready for Janine's Jives.
Come on down, you know what, see if you're listening to this, come on down and see us and request Janine's Jives, if you're listening, because
and I will come up with something on the fly. Right. I'm going to wear a little blonde pussycat wig and I'm going to do Janine's Jives,
and we want people who are like physically not well in order to do it. I'm like, I want somebody with one leg and a full stomp in a roller boot going around in circles. I'm like, get country roads.
Well, here, let me tell you this. I don't know if I can actually Yeah, I can say this. It's your podcast.
Yeah, of course it
There
is.
was one time that myself and the lovely Becca Boots were hosting on a Friday.
The lovely.
And
the
we were
lady.
doing a game. And usually we would do drag hunt, which we've had many a good times with.
Love a good drag hunt.
We would do lip sync
For anybody that doesn't know a drag hunt, what does it entail?
Drag hunt, it's very simple. I tell them to go and get something from the crowd. They have to run in, find it, and then I take the piss out of them on stage.
I love it. It does remind me of some of the old games. You go fetch it sometimes goes
Go
under the name
fetch,
of,
yes.
or go get this. So it's like, go and get me. I remember some of the nights you did it with me. It was like, go get a lady's bra.
A lady's bra.
And there is always a very large-chested woman that launches a sweaty bra at somebody, and it's the wee person usually is a wee thin gay man. It's like right in the face with a big wet bra.
That's the thing though, there's like people who will come to the Friday shows like multiple weeks and they're expecting it now, so it's like I say it and then within seconds a bra is launched on stage.
Woof, and you're like, oh, they're waiting.
Some wee fucking twink from Ballymoney is buried under this H-cup bra.
Completely soaked. Like, smell that. It's gorgeous.
And the amount of people that turn to me and is like, can I have yours? And it's like, do you think I'm getting out of this fucking bra for you right now?
This bodysuit zips up the back. I am not taking this shit apart.
I am wearing more layers than you've got skin.
So, ew, it's absolutely vile, but it's very true. It's
I'll peel them all off for you.
So we were talking. What was I've just done a brain fart there?
What were we talking about? Jeans, jives.
James Jives, and then
oh, I was telling you about this.
yes,
Me and Becca in the game.
You would be yes.
And
fuck the game.
Me and Becca were like, oh, what are we going to play with them? And I was like, oh, we'll do lip sync for your drink. And I was going up and down the bar and I was like, oh, you come on up, you come on up. And I went down to the bottom and there was a table and I turned to a guy and was like, oh, will you come up? And his friend goes, I'll go up. And I turn around and there's a lady in a wheelchair. And I'm like, sure, you come on up, you do the game with us. And
All inclusive here.
as I'm like hosting away, Becca, I had told her that we were going to do lip sync for your drink, and everyone's lined up in front of the stage, and I was just like, we're going to play Name That Tune. And Becca had already got Name That Tune lined up because she was like, yeah, I assumed that was going to happen because I didn't really see her getting on stage, so I didn't.
Why would it just been like, right, you can do the dance, you could do the best dancing, and I want to see the best wheels.
Well, I was like doing the normal, oh, what's your name and where are you from, all that stuff with them. And I can't remember what I said, but I think I said something along the lines, not to her, it was to one of the other contestants. I was like, oh, walk you on, or take a seat, or something.
Oh.
And it was like, as soon as I said it, I was like, ooh. But then she just pipes up with, well, I can't. And then
I see, that's my favourite sort of person that can make jokes
Yeah.
about it. It's great. Like, as
It
a friend of mine I work with, and I done a wee thing for them, her dad's blind, and I was like, as you can see on your bingo sheets, he goes, I can't. I'm like, I like you.
oh, they're back. Oh, sorry,
That's that's absolutely wild. Where do I get the number to Belfast City Council? While I look for that, we're going to take a short break in the podcast. Do I absolutely go out and kick the fuck out of Chrissy? We'll speak to you very shortly.
Play your jingle, Roxy.
See you soon.
The perfect Sunday afternoon out at the Balmoral Hotel, Belfast, featuring the fabulous Drag Brunch Bunch with Roxy Tumble-Dryer, Pauletta Stiletta, and Trudy Scrumptious. Expect a drag-filled, fun-packed afternoon full of fabulous drag, lots of comedy, and, of course, fabulous giveaways as well. Grab your tickets now at the Balmoral Hotel socials, and we will see you there.
Hello and welcome back to the Laundry Room Podcast with myself, your hostess with the mostess that loves a Sunday roastess. It's Roxy Tumble-Dryer, and today I'm joined by the Chrissy of the Toxicity. It's Chrissy Toxicity.
Oh, really? The Chrissy of the Toxicity?
I couldn't think of anything as quick there. I was like, it is the
Jolly Green Giant of Belfast.
Yeah, it's the menorah of minorities. Jewish reference.
I burn for 7 nights.
You do. Fuck, you keep going. Your Twitter profile says so.
Oh, you bitch.
What?
You bastard. I was wondering when that was going to come up.
No, but your drag one, Chrissy Toxicity.
Yes, of course.
Chrissy Toxicity on Twitter. She burns all night long.
Yep.
She just at bonfires all over the country.
I do indeed.
So before we left, we were talking about Friday nights. You were working with me, and then of course I did say I was getting old and tired, and I was, because I'm an epileptic sufferer, so there wasn't much fucking working me anymore.
You did. You got tired.
There actually is working me, but just sometimes I can't be fucked.
Yeah.
I'm getting old and grumpy, and
I don't want to do that anymore. Chrissy, you take over.
Chrissy, cover me in the eye. No problem. Becca, international cover queen. Becca, here.
Cover girl.
There's a
Why do your teeth look like chalk?
head to toe. You can't even talk. You can't even talk. Oh, shout out to Becca Boots. God love her. Even you and her get the abuse.
Her to death.
You do? Well, that's actually bringing me on to what we were talking about. I decided to hand over Fridays to you.
You did indeed. And for a very, very brief period, it was me and Robin Diamonds.
It was.
Do you remember that?
Fucking how dare I think even Mitts out the Demonte of the lady, of the Robin. Madera girl.
Miss Robin Diamonds. And I think me and Robin, we only ever actually were supposed to have 2 shows together, it ended up being. And I only even done one of them. And the next week I was off.
And then you were off, and then...
I actually think that would have been a great wee pair, me and Robin.
Oh, wait a minute, yeah, she sings live, you do nothing.
Do whatever it is I do.
Yeah, you do something.
Talk away on the mic.
Absolutely. Oh, but shout out to old Robin Diamonds. I'm up to see her again in June. I'm up in Derry to do a wee Wednesday night again at the Brickwork.
She's looking like a beautiful woman, so she is. From a distance.
Absolutely fabulous. And do get along on a Wednesday night and see Robin and her fabulous guests. There's Miss Scarlet Fever, there's Yonsei Dawn. They are amazing. Them girls do performances. Like Yonsei does an amazing Beyonce. It's like, bitch.
You know, I've never been to Derry.
I only went to the hotel, got ready, had a steak sandwich whilst getting ready. The boy looked at me and I was like, you alright, son? Ate the steak sandwich, got into drag, went and done the gig, came back.
A few vodka orange juices.
Oh, absolutely. Came back to the room at about 3 a.m. when the night watchman was like, hello, love. I was like, alright, love.
Pissed yourself in the hall just for the fun of it.
Absolutely. Shook it out of a heel, get into the lift, went up and shit in the lift, and went to bed. It was great. So yeah, I'm up in June. I can't remember. I think it's first Wednesday of June, the 1st June of June.
The 1st of June.
I'll go back in the Brickwork with Mr. Robin for her fabulous show. It's great. It's good crack, I must say. It's one of them ones just you're like, it's good fun. It's like being on holiday.
I like a wee show like that where it's like, oh, I don't have to like take on any of the responsibility.
Oh, Robin, here, tell you what, get up Chrissy up now on a Wednesday. She works in a bank. She'll have to book 6 months in advance annual leave. So yes, you took over Friday nights, Mr. Robin Diamonds, and then of course Robin passed on.
And
not died,
Libertine
just went on.
Burned down or whatever.
Libertine ended due to the single-handedly of this lady, and Becca Boots then joined you.
Becca Boots, the woman that she is, Becca Boots.
She started joining you on a Fridays.
And oh my god, I cannot talk enough about Becca Boots. I love her to death.
Why?
Do you know what? Me and Becca work so well because she is great with... I can trust her to just get everything organised. It was like the first few weeks I was like, oh, I'll sort the guests and I'll do this and I'll do this. And you know me, I am not the best for timekeeping and I'll make time to do this, I'll do this.
Why?
So we were a few weeks in and I was finding that I was not keeping up well with booking guests, having people texting me being like, can I do the show?
It's a lot, and I do it all myself.
It is. It's
Saturdays.
Surprisingly more than you think, because you get a text from someone and it's, oh, can I do the show? And you're having to check, who have I said can do it? Who's coming up to me on the night saying, oh, can I do your show? Who do I have to get back to? And then if you don't get back to them straight away, it's, oh, she's a bitch, she wouldn't let me do the show. And it's like, you came up to me in the middle of me doing the game and said you'd do a few numbers, and that's not how you do it. You need to fucking message.
As I say for my Saturdays as well, if anybody wants to do it, you're more than welcome. Jesus, you'll be welcome with open arms and all the help you want, but I do ask you come and see the show and support the show first. You don't just get handed a gig anymore. It doesn't work like that. That's the big thing as well. We're in a time where things disappeared. We've already got one gig club, Libertine, has left, and we're down to 2. We could be down to 1. You never know. You just don't know. Everything changes in a dime. It's shit. It's crap. Cost of living crisis is a fucking her. The government's a pack of bastards. Nobody can afford to go out. People are losing jobs. We would love a bit of support. So, and get away down to fuck.
If you're going to other bars, it's just going to make you better as a drag queen. The more people you work with, you're going to get different experiences. And I think, especially working in Union Street, is a very unique experience because it does teach you a few things about sort of playing to the crowd, working a space. And I think that's very important as a queen.
Yes, Lady Portia did say as well in the episode, people are out for a night out. They want to enjoy their night. They're not watching fair enough, that's your art, it's great, but they don't want to watch you go out with this big 20-minute whole fucking set against activism. You just want to enjoy 5 minutes of not having to think about your fucking sad life.
If it's a normal, like, weekly show, that is someone's escape. It is them going away to forget about their life's problems for a while, to have a drink, to have a gig with their friends, and enjoy themselves. So go out and do a fun number, even if it's not necessarily something that you 100% vibe with. Most of the songs I do, I constantly do like mid-2010s pop songs.
You do, and I love it.
I do.
There's some
that are a bit weird as well.
I like that there. Or recently you've been just pulling out some absolute bangers, and I'm like, oh bitch, oh hello, I like that. And a bit of Eurovision, of course. You're cancelled now in 2024.
I am indeed.
That's the end of you.
But it's cheesy pop.
I could take her live Eurovision. What is it? Take her
take it or leave
Take
it.
it or leave it. That's take or give. Take or give. It's the same thing.
I mean, the majority of I only got into fucking Eurovision last year, and then this year it's like, don't you dare, you bastard.
How dare you listen? Like, look, I will listen to whatever I want. I listen to Bollywood music. I listen to fucking everything. See if it's got a beat.
Which is the weird thing. You told me that once that you listened to Bollywood music, and I was like,
I've always lived.
Okay.
I've such an eclectic music taste. I listen to anything. If literally we didn't live in a world or society now, if I came out and performed a Bollywood number in respect to that culture, how I absolutely love it. No, you couldn't do that now. You'd be called by some fucking bastard that you are appropriating and not doing it correctly. But even though I know it fucking heart by heart, what it means in English, what it means in Indian, in Hindi, I can, yeah.
the less said about Trudy Scrumptious, the better.
Exactly. Hindi is so indie, I can barely breathe. So, yes, you've now got your Friday nights. Yourself and Becca Boots are hosting every Friday at Union Street Bar. It is called what? Tell me.
Called Absolute Fridays.
Absolutely Fridays.
And
Absolute Fridays.
I do love... I love that show. I have to say, it's still a tough sell, because we know that Fridays in Union Street was tough for a while, and we put the work in, and me and Becca are still putting the work in every week, and we're getting decent crowds. We're doing well. We're doing our thing. We'll work really well together. We have great guests in.
You do.
And I love it.
You're enjoying it.
I do.
That's it. If you enjoy it, it's not like work. It's actually just something fun that you're doing, and you're having fun, and you're also creating a space for your drag queens and guests as well.
Especially whenever my actual day job is so
shit.
tedious.
Hiding behind a filing cabinet, listening into a podcast like a pervert.
I do quite like my job, but it is unstimulating compared to the world of drag.
Yeah, whereas you're getting everything you want and need from a bit of drag. You're like,
Yeah,
yes.
I do absolutely love it. Like, as much as drag might be annoying, as much as I'm a sweaty bastard, as much as our feet hurt and we have no money from spending it all on AliExpress,
Yep.
I do love it at the end of the day.
Oh, absolutely. It wouldn't change it for the world. Enjoy it. I moan about it. Sometimes I do have to take a mental health break from it because it fucking fries my skull.
But you know what? That just shows that you care.
I do care quite a lot sometimes. It's like, for fuck's sake, I've been doing this 14 years. You've only literally discovered drag through Drag Race. Fuck off. There's people that think they know all about it, and you fucking don't. Anyway, less about arseholes and more about crack. And you also are doing Sunday nights. Of course, we've got new Sunday nights coming up in Union Street.
Yes, we do.
Of course, you joined myself and Trudy and Pauletta as our game slut.
I have to say, that day that I got the call to say I got the call. Oh my god, I got the call. I'm going on Bake Off.
Got the call.
That was, oh my god, the best thing to ever happen to me in drag, to be like, we want you to do cabaret, because it was like, you, Trudy, and Etta are just like the epitome of drag. Like, I love the three of you.
I laugh. I'm like, right?
I mean,
I'm quite modest.
You're all shite in your own ways, but
I am very modest. I'm just like, okay, just dress up and it's fine.
But that's the thing. Yous are real people at the end of the day as well. Yous are good crack. And I was so nervous starting off with yous on Sundays.
But you were always working with me for a while anyway before that.
Yeah. And like, that's the thing. I was like, Roxy's there, I'll be fine. I just have to impress the other girls. I have to impress the management. I have to make myself part of the team.
Like, woo.
And then I feel like I was worrying about it for so long, and it's only whenever I stopped thinking about it that I actually started having fun and actually getting used to it.
Enjoying it.
But I feel like it was really cabaret that helped me learn how to host, because like, I was
100%.
at that point I was already doing Fridays with Becca and taking the reins with hosting a lot of the time, but it was whenever I started doing the game during cabaret that I noticed a change within me.
Oh, I seen too. It was like, look, there she goes. And of course, over the time, and I don't like tooting my own horn, but I was, of course, you were asking me advice and different things about talking in the mic, and I was just like, work away, do what you do. And you were like, do you mind? I was like, work away, do whatever I do, just watch for cues. Some people just talk and blast at people, but you have to listen as well as talk, and that's how you bring up this quick jokes, and I have to be so fast. Like, sometimes I'm faster than I even fucking realise. I'm like, Jesus Christ, it comes out so, especially when we're just sitting bantering away, it goes and I'm like, fucking hell.
I remember though, I'd been doing cabaret for a while, I'd been doing Fridays for a while, and me and you done a Saturday together in Union Street.
Yes, on my lovely Saturdays.
I was like, oh, I'll do the game if that's okay, and you were like, yes, go ahead. And we hadn't sort of hosted just us two together in a while.
Quite a while.
And I remember turning around to you and seeing you raising the mic to like sort of say something, but then I had already sort of got on to it and like had picked up on the cue and was going for it, and you just sort of being like, that's my girl. She's got this now.
Did you see me like an old proud man? Like,
well done there, son.
You just see me put the mic back down, going, I don't need this. That's fine. I'll just get the next track lined up. Go on, girl. Work away. And I'm also, I must say, I'll see the same thing coming from Miss Sapphire Sparks as well. She is absolutely fabulous lady herself, and I can see it. I sometimes don't need to.
I absolutely love her to death.
Put the microphone down again, just by my side whilst I watch, and then I just chirp in again. I thought
there's Sapphire there.
That's Sapphire. The old barking dog. Sometimes I chirp in with just abuse for somebody, like, you look like a boiled piece of shit, thank you. And they're
thank
like,
you for saying that to me, by the way.
Yes, of course, I just like to tell the truth. But yeah, I do like to, if I, as I said earlier on in the podcast, if I see somebody with that want, and I'm like, yes, I will give you all the help and everything, and I will, if you want to do the mic, of course, come on ahead. I will direct you in the best way I can. As I say, some people just don't there's some people just don't have it. You just don't have it.
Yeah. And
I'm like, right, your talent's lying other ways. It's performing, or, you know, designing, or doing her everything like that. Or some people are just a talker. So, or there's some drag queens that just perform, and that's all over the world. Like, some are talkers, some are performers.
But I do think it's fine that if someone's strengths do lie with performing, that they recognise that, and they don't almost get themselves caught up in it to be like, oh god, I can't do this, and it's like, I have to talk, I have to be funny, because I see everybody else saying this and being quick, but you don't, that just might not be your thing. And I nearly think that when people overthink it like that, they worry about it, and that's the thing that holds them back. I remember whenever I was hosting with Sunny, there'd be times that she'd be like, oh, I don't want to talk to the mic, I don't really know what to do, and now I see Sunny, and I actually think Sunny would be a brilliant DJ. Yeah, because Sunny just jumps in with these little bits, and Sunny's like the best hype woman ever as well. She's good at hype, girl. She gets you going, she gets the crowd going, she connects with people, she just has these brilliant wee one-liners. She has the most bubbly, beautiful personality. She can dust a floor with her fanny. She dusts that floor. I think she's absolutely fabulous. She started with me as well, and I was her first paid gig too. She told me that. She's still like, I love you so much. I was like, fuck up, stop it. I just Roxy taking care of the girls. I do. You do indeed. But of course, Portia did say as well, just don't be a dick. Yeah. I can spot a dick a mile away. That is the thing as well. We all talk. If someone's a dick to one person, that person's going to say, oh, I had so-and-so on the show on Friday, and they didn't talk to anyone backstage, they were rude, their number was a bit shite, I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, or like, but then it wasn't what I expected. We talk, especially like myself and Rusty, she would have a show, and I'd be like, we should bring each other some nights after. She's like, well, and that's all I say, you know, and different chats go on, different chats for different hats. I think as well that something has been lost, and I think it is because of Drag Race and the COVID. Big focus. COVID is a big thing with it, where I think that a lot of people that came up around that time were seeing drag online, they were seeing drag on their TVs, and didn't know how to interact with people in the bar. They didn't know how they had to behave. They didn't sort of almost learn a respect for the queens that came before them. 100%. And because when I came out, it was like, oh wow, oh, really paid my fucking dues coming up, and that's how I got to know all the girls, like Portia, Trudy, Tina, all the gals. I remember the first year that I was in drag, I had to keep telling myself, don't be a cunt, don't be a bitch, because, like, you know me, I've got a mouth and I complain about everything, and I love it. I love it. Like, a lot of people do think that I am really mean and bitchy. Hello? Yeah. Have we met? Literally. I think this is why I don't have a love life, because I think gentlemen think I'm the same cunt in drag and out of drag. And it's just a character. Yeah. You know me as a personal person. A personal person. She's a close personal person of mine, so she is. Personal people of the close personal person of the person of the person. Like, it's just a character. Like, I'm a cunt. Just like, and I told you in a break, it's where I developed the character from is years ago, watching Drag Race, before she was even on Drag Race, and videos online, from knowing queens, even before Drag Race was Bianca Del Rio. I just thought that fast... And I've always been quite fast and quite fun, even in school, the big fat fruit. I call myself the big funny fat fruit. That I was just, and I seen that and went, I see something in that. I like that. That's my character. And the Roxy character then became that. It wasn't this like gothic fucking bored the fuck out of me. Roxy with her petrol blue hair and her stripy trousers. I all thought that was going to be my drag, because where I got that from is, remember Nina Flowers in season 1 of Drag Race? Well, before Nina Flowers was even on Drag Race, I discovered her online, and it's the queen from drag queen, lived in Belfast, now moved to Dublin, Bunny. Miss Bunny O'Hare was the one who actually
took me under her wing and taught me, which I had Portia last week. We spoke about Bunny, and I actually should have brought it up. It was actually Bunny that actually taught me a lot of things, and we met, and she helped show me how to make mixes and different things, and learning how to corset. I remember actually wearing steel bone corsets for many, many years, and the pain of those motherfuckers.
I've started wearing a corset again recently. I love it.
I've a good latex one that's amazing. I'm kind of thinking of getting back into it just to give them off a bit of a waste. But there was those people that showed me coming up, and I was like, oh, show you respect. So then, from as we were saying about the Drag Race, you see on the TV show, it's highly edited. Just this character of, yes, mama, honey, bitch, I work. Don't think so. And then there's some tit from fucking
Newton Breeder.
Yeah, thank you for a place. I couldn't think of it there without offending some cunt who's now then, oh, yes, bitch, honey, work. I'm like, the fuck are you telling me at the side of my DJ box to play Yes, Miss Honey Work Bop?
I've seen you crying outside the boombox bins at 3 a.m.
with a curry chip.
Don't be like coming with all this attitude. And at the end of that, we're all just fucking people. It's whenever you're talking to someone.
We're just fucking. I was going to say men in dresses, but some people are not men. We've got everyone now. But it's in drag, so we are just people. We are just people.
Yeah, and that's one of the things about the drag kids. I had to bring them up eventually.
Who's your drag kid?
The good wee drag kids. I know fairly they're going to be sat at home right now. Listen, it's not live, obviously, but they're going to be sat wherever they are.
Within 7 to 10 working days of release, they will hear this at some point. Each one of them. I'm going to shout about Karma Violet, Lottie Potential, the newest winner of Drag Stars,
yes,
and of course
Miss Cherry Bomb Scare,
little lesbian that could.
And I have names for all of them. Like, I very rarely actually use their actual names.
No, you don't.
I mean, Cherry is Ches, just Chershker, Chesaby, Cheselina Begley.
Just like Sniffy McGee, I called you. You know, there's many names for you.
Karma, I do Kermy quite a lot.
Kermy?
Kermy Weisker, which is a bit of a mix between her and Cherry. And then Lottie gets the worst. So it started as Lottie Potential, then it was Lots of Potsa. Lotsy Potsy, and then Scotsy Potsy.
And
then now usually it's just Lutza now.
The name Lottie Potential, every time I say it, it reminds me of an Austin Powers, one of the girls, a lot of vagina. Do you remember that? It was like in Austin Powers, sort of it was like
the Bond girl piss takes.
Yeah, that was basically out of Austin Powers. Like, oh my god, it's a lot of vagina. And every time I think of Lottie Potential, then I go, lot of vagina. Bit of truth in there. But one of my, as we all know, Lottie Vagina.
Lottie Vagina!
Lottie Vagina.
Lottie Vagina. She is such a sweetheart.
She's actually now moonlighting as that character as well as doing 2 different characters.
I'm doing Janine Tonic and Lottie Vagina.
Lottie Vagina. Lottie Potential. We all know she's Bio Queen, which if anybody doesn't know that, it's
Bio AFAB Hyper drag queen. We're all drag queens at the end of the day. We'll put on our slap and we do her.
But she is a lovely lady, lesbian lady, like a lot of us.
Bisexual?
Well,
maybe not even bisexual.
She might be something else. As long as she's getting bucked, that's the main thing.
I think that might be the problem.
Well, see, that's also a problem with drag.
Lottie, I love you. Sorry to put you on blast like that.
Oh, she's coming for you, bitch.
But she's a fabulous baker. That's all we.
One of the things is, I remember it was good a couple of weeks ago to the show. We laugh about this sometimes because DJ Granny D is, of course, of our older generation. He's been DJing for years, and the scene is fantastic. Always followed on a Saturday night after me, still does. And Granny goes to me, and what's that fella's name when he's not dressed? I was like, Granny, that's a lady.
That is a lady.
What?
A lady woman.
What? Sorry, what? And is so flabbergasted because the job's done well and you can't tell. And of course on a Saturday we've got our straight lady hen parties and excuse me, oh mummy, excuse me. And I'm like, I wonder how many people out there have actually.
There was a woman realized on a Saturday that turned to Lottie and was like, oh, excuse me, sir.
And there you go. It's a testament to the art.
It is indeed.
Could be like, excuse me. There's obviously some queens who look so feminine. You'd be like, madam, and you're like, no, hello,
I'm a lad.
Like years ago, Roxy Tumble Dryer was extremely feminine. Like I had shaved legs. I wore hers that were just like a lady's hair, and they were like, excuse me, miss. I'm like, yes.
That's the thing. You're never going to mistake Chrissy for a woman.
No, you would be like you're the wardrobe from Beauty and the Beast.
Chrissy is a big thing. She's a unit.
You are a unit.
Big shoulders,
sometimes
big hips, big hair.
Sometimes I'd be like the trigger go outside the stage and go, unit. And that's the term of endearment we have for you all.
That is the die I have been cast in life, and
unitism.
And I have got a word as a badge of honour.
There you go.
I'm a big girl and I run with it.
Fucking right, we love it. We love it. So you can definitely see on a Friday night at Union Street Bar with Becca Boots. She is hosting away, and of course Sunday nights as well, Union Street, and anywhere in between. But before we go and leave you, and I send you home in an Uber, you drunken mare, I'm going to hit you with some questions, some random bits and pieces. I first of all want to ask you some random quickfire questions, and we're not going to go down. Let's try and not get into a tangent. But we're here for the tangents. I do love them. So, someone on Facebook, what's your favourite food?
Do you know what? I have a really good story about that. No. Oh, my favourite food. A baked good that me and the kids have discovered recently called a caramelita.
What is a what?
A caramelita. So, it is a baked good that it contains a base of caramel and chocolate mixed with flour and oats. And I know that sounds a wee bit
No, I like this. I like oats and things.
Oh my god,
like
it's amazing.
You know, like those flapjack type gaffs.
It's like a flapjack on steroids.
Ooh.
It's so good. I actually think I have one in the house. I might leave it around to you on Saturday.
Where do we get these?
Millview Farm.
Is that the place you get the milk?
It is indeed. Me and the kids love to go for a wee drive out to Millview Farm in the middle of the night to get milk. Because while most people our age are fucking doing cat or whatever, we are taking wee trips out in Karma Violet's tiny car and getting different flavoured milks. And there's times we've done it in...
Where is it?
Malile.
What? The fuel wasted on that ridiculous journey just for milk in the middle of the fucking night? Take drugs milk. And have a real life. Take drugs.
Instead we're out there eating ice cream and getting baked goods. The drama that was caused one night when we went out and we saw that they had caramelitas in stock. And we put the code in and everything.
Is it a vending machine?
Well, there's vending machines.
Oh, I thought there was some bitch in the middle of the night just sitting, reading a TV quick.
Well,
hoping that somebody will come to fucking Malile to buy her baked bits and her flavoured milks.
Well, the
expressing
milk
a
dispenser.
I'm just sitting here expressing the tits.
The midwife. Call the midwife.
It's a wet nurse. I'm like, I'm the wet nurse. Do you know what a wet nurse is?
In the olden days, it would have been a woman that had birth and...
But she wasn't expressing.
Yes, so then...
She wasn't expressing Martinian.
They put the lady's child on her tit.
Yes, so this was a nurse that came along with a few voluptuous ditties full of milk. And
why are we giving away history lessons?
I don't know, but...
We literally said right before this we weren't going to go on tangents.
Fuck. So favourite foods are a caramelito, which is a
lovely
flapjack
with caramel and chocolate.
Well, I want to try that. That sounds actually quite nice. What's your favourite drink? I was going to shout to you at the bar really quickly. Chrissy, what do you want?
Bacardi and Coke.
Bacardi and Coke, please, my fan way.
I don't even know where that started. I think I just got sick of gin and vodka, so I was like, I'm going to start drinking Morgans. Got sick of Morgans, was like, fuck, give me a Bacardi and Coke. And I was like, oh,
I find Bacardi's like floor cleaner, as well as tequila's like floor cleaner. I can't stand tequila. It's just... You know,
I used to love tequila.
I'm a Jägermeister girl, as you.
You got me on the Jäger.
You've come over to Jäger.
Yeah.
You've welcome to the German side.
Angela Furkel. Lovely ice cold Jäger. Although,
willkommen in Angela Furkel.
You're fucking like homemade Jaeger or whatever the fuck that shit was that you brought back from Spain a few times.
It was a cheap low shelf Jaeger. It was called
that cleaned you out. It was that was something else.
Oh, I did bring some and I'm away next week, so it'll be brought back again.
I'm gonna have the runs.
I'll be leaving you some bits. Your next quickfire question: position. Switching up positions for a Jew. Are you top, middle, bottom, in between, side, up, down, left, hand side, X plus 0, 1, 2, 3?
I'm a top.
A top, a delicious top. Fantastic. There are. She's a top from Bon Marche.
Quiz. I can't imagine. Oh no, I can't imagine it. Don't like bottoming. Don't like it.
Same.
Yeah.
Can't
be doing that.
I've done it a couple of times, but
it's just not for me.
It's not enjoy. So I know, like Miss Trudy Scrumptious, she enjoys her scrumptious,
doesn't she? Indeed.
I don't. I would love to like get that. Everybody's like, oh yeah, and no. I'm like,
I have so many friends that are versatile and they're all in relationships and they're like, oh yes, it's the best of both worlds, and it's like,
well, maybe if I had a relationship and there wasn't much to me, you're like, I can't do me.
Do you know what I think it is?
I think it's just.
I'm gonna get deep here for a wee second, like a good top shit. And
very good.
I think, Roxy, because me and you are quite similar in a lot of ways, I think it's an issue where we can't give up control to someone else.
Switching up positions for you. Oh my god, that's going to get me on another tangent. I can't, but I need to write it down. I don't know. Yeah,
speak to counsellor about being a top.
Yeah, letting go of control. There is. I do see a counsellor. I've mentioned it in many episodes, and yeah, there is some things. I've not trust issues. I'm very like. I don't trust people because people have fucked me over in the past. People have really, really, really hurt me in the past. And at this moment now, I have the fucking walls of the falls up around me. And it's like, sometimes I look over to it to fire a few shots. And then it's like, No.
And I have a lot of people that tell me, oh, you're too picky, you're too this, you're too that. And it's like, first of all, I'm working with limited options here.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not going to settle for someone that isn't... That I don't like. I'm...
You know your worth.
If I'm not interested in someone, I'm not going to be like, aye, sure, let me go with that person just for the crack. I'm going to go with someone that I actually genuinely like.
That you want. And there's me doing a gay wedding in Spain, and then at the end of the night going, wish it was my wedding. Or seeing
I'll
pictures
never be the bride.
I wish maybe one day I'll have a someone.
Do you know what, though? I lived in a house of 5 gays.
Oh.
Let me tell you, that was enough to put me off relationships.
Oh, you're like, no, it's...
They're all... I was going to say they're all happy now. They're all living with their partners now.
I think the new thing in the gay scene is to be just open.
Oh, but I
can't. That's not for me.
That's 100% me. If I was going to be in a relationship, I want to be in an open relationship.
No. Sorry.
The
I'm
way
a
I see
jealous bastard.
I said this to a lovely straight woman in the smoking area the other night.
Did you?
I did.
In the bar?
Yeah. So love is not a finite resource. So there's no point in limiting it. If you can develop feelings and have an emotional connection with more than one person, you go ahead and do that, because you're not hurting yourself as long as you're doing it all above board, and it's a lot of consenting adults doing what they think's right.
True. However,
this has turned into a very different podcast.
Well, sometimes we do get deep, sometimes we go on tangents, and sometimes we just like to have a bit of crack, and that's why people listen and enjoy it. And I thank them for it. We're just topping up our glass here, Prosecco, so she gets even more deep here as we are 1 hour and 14 minutes into the game. And tell you what,
ladies on the game,
guys, if it's an extended episode, it is because we're enjoying it, and I hope you are enjoying it too. And of course, last question, because we were going to go on another tangent. What's your favourite place to visit? Where would you, or place on your list to visit? Where do you want to go to?
That's the thing. I haven't been on last holiday I went on was Ibiza, and I absolutely loved it. Went over with my big group of gays, the gays, and
the boys.
I loved it, but I think I loved it so much because we got a really nice villa, and we were all there as a group.
You're not slumming it.
Yeah.
Yes.
If I went out and was staying in like a shitty hotel, I feel like I wouldn't have enjoyed it as much. Because I'm not a big one for going out anyway.
Are you not?
I'm really not.
Neither am I. I could do one night, then 2 nights in, then another night, because I go big. Then the next day I'm like,
I hate myself.
Look at anything. When me and Rusty went to Gran Canaria 2 years ago, I was steaming on the first night because we landed sort of mid-evening, and then we're away. And the next day I lay like the Pope in fucking state, dead. And he was like, let's go. He went to the beach and all. Miss Rusty with him, whored on, went to the beach and everything, as I sat in the fucking, I like, I can't get up. Or it was the man getting fisted on the sun lounger, whereas I couldn't go out and see it. I couldn't go out and see it because I was just lying at death's door, so it kind of ruins. I'm like,
meanwhile, I would have been out there being like, get him to the elbow.
Like, go stick it up and boy.
You can do it.
But is there anywhere in particular you would like to go? Like,
well,
I want to go there. Like, I want to visit China. I have just this real.
I'd quite like to go to Japan or Korea, I think.
Yeah, Japan. I'd love to do Japan.
I go to Korea and get a load of face work done.
Oh, you come back like a plastic girl, like, hello.
But then
you come back with no nose at all, just 2 holes, and like, oh, it's Miss Sniffy LaRue.
Sniffy LaRue.
She is back from Korea.
But I do think that, like, if I was to go away somewhere, I would be the person that would be, I want to go and see the old village, I want to go and see the sights.
Oh, if I go to Japan, I want to go to Kyoto, I want to see geisha, because I loved the film Memoirs of a Geisha. I'm a fruit, so I love. That's another thing I do. I love bit of culture. I've done a lot of shows in Zen where I've performed actual songs in Mandarin.
Yeah.
But of course, somebody would take that up wrong, and go, "You're making fun of them." Like, no, I've actually learned the fucking tune.
You've got the respect to do it properly.
And there was people who were there from and eating it. I'm like, oh my fucking Christ, who's this white bitch? I'm like, exactly.
Sometimes.
I'm not just one fucking level. There's quite a lot hidden behind this.
Sometimes
and nobody knows.
People make assumptions on who people are beyond the makeup.
Oh God,
they simplify it down to it's just all a joke. But there's so many different facets to people that you don't get to see from their usual shows and the usual jokes that are so much deeper, and there's a rich understanding and respect there.
Oh, 100%.
That's completely lost for people simplifying you down from their point of view.
They go, oh, you just dance on stage and wear women's clothes.
Yeah.
And that's where it
like,
ends.
How much of certain people's judgment is based on their lack of understanding for a person?
Well, this is it. Like, our job, people just think, oh, you just dress up in women's clothes. Is that a sexual kick? It is fucking not.
But nothing disgusts me more than
drag.
People looking
drag.
People
putting on drag.
Looking at Chrissy and seeing something sexual.
Me too.
Because it's like, this is something I've worked really hard for.
It revolts me.
Don't make it as simple as your kink.
Like some taxi driver going, do you want to feel down? Like, get to fuck.
And for the girls that like to do that,
100%.
100, you go for it. You do what you want to do.
Oh, but yeah.
But
100%.
it's whenever you get those message requests on Instagram and you're just revolted by it.
Can I touch vagine and boob? Yes.
You've got lovely black boots. Can I look at your black boots?
I'm a ghost from the 1800s. Are they my wife's old boots?
Your wee orphan stompers, I want them on my kiosk.
My wife wore them in the Titanic. Did you find them on the bottom of the sea? I'm like, yes, I did. These are my little Victorian little chasers.
What was it? Can I sniff your hole through your tights? Or your jeans or what?
Oh,
what was
well,
it?
can I have a smell of your bum through your trousers?
That's it.
It was a voice note from a man on Grindr. I can't remember. Was it sent to me? Was sent to Rusty? I can't remember who exactly went to. Oh my god, so many stories. But it was just a voice note. It was like, hi, I don't normally ask this, but can I have a smell of your bum through your trousers? And I'm like, the fuck have I just been asked here? And I was like, I would love to have now in hindsight, is there money involved? Is there any cash involved here in the smelling of the bum through the trousers? Because if there is, well, fair enough, why not?
Go ahead. There's not much good shopping.
There's not much happening here. I'm like, I would just
but yeah, back to tourism.
Back to tourism. So you want to go to like Japan? I want to do a little bit of Asia.
Even if it's not necessarily Japan, I'd love to go to like Italy, Spain, anywhere where there's a bit of
just anywhere outside this country.
Yeah, I love a castle. I fucking love a castle.
Oh, you would have loved Toledo. Then I went to in Spain. It was a medieval whole thing, and they had a full suit of armor in the doors of everything. And I was like,
you know, I love a suit of armor as well. But I do love going to like castles and just going. I love a museum. Like Trudy was telling me, there was I can't remember the exact
place
exhibit that it was, but it was in London, and it was a fashion exhibit, and it sort of had me thinking, where there's been times where I've went to museums and stuff, and I do absolutely love fashion exhibits. I love going and looking at costumes and
bits and
outfits.
pieces.
Yeah, I find it so interesting.
I find like TK Maxx is like that.
Yeah,
it's just like tat, and I'm like, somebody's just literally swapped their coat and walked out with another coat on.
Do you ever go to TK Maxx and you're like, someone actually made this? This was designed, this was constructed, and it was decided this is going to go onto shelves.
It's disgusting. It's where clothes go to die.
Who's going to
No offense to anybody that loves it. Rusty loves it, and
you do get a good thing in TK Maxx every so often.
I've never in my life bought anything from TK Maxx. I think it's an absolute fucking
for coats.
I would need to go around with like a pair of kitchen tongs to touch things. I'm like, did I even die in this? I'm like, I'm sorry.
Actually,
it's like charity shop.
About kitchen tongs, kitchen and home stuff in TK Maxx is quite good. It's good for flower pots.
Well, yeah.
For a houseplant.
It's always got like bedhead shit lying half opened and half filled that some child's knocked over, or it's covered. 2 years ago, you always used to see like items in a shop covered in bubblegum ice cream. The blue ice cream,
and it would just be like, it'd be sat in like an aisle, just like melting on a napkin.
Yep,
and you'd be like,
just sitting.
You gonna mention this to anyone?
I've never seen it in a long time. I've never seen anybody. If anybody ever sees blue ice cream, or it's just like white dog shit, you don't see that.
That's true. Actually.
You never
Is
see
it because they're stricter with dog shit now, and you have to pick it up?
I don't know. I think
what has this become?
I don't know, but it's things you just don't see, and you don't see bubblegum ice cream lying in the middle of the Abbey Centre on the floor whilst you walk past going, what the fuck? And you don't see a white dog shit anymore. It's just, they are. If anybody sees these things, please take pictures, send them in to roxyspotted@hotmail.com. That's not a real address, just send it to me on Instagram.
Roxy's dog shit watching.
Dogshitwatch@gmail.co.uk /.
Actually, I can tell you this. Do you remember the very first cabaret we done? No, it wasn't cabaret.
You're asking me questions and I have no fucking idea about anything.
Whenever me, Trudy, Pauletta and Pure Bent done Lauren Pride last year, that was the first time I ever met DJ Glenn.
Was it?
And he was talking to Trudy, and I looked over and I thought it was Barra Best. So
Glenn, do you hear this?
No, Glenn knows all about this.
Oh, does
so
he?
then
okay.
I had said to Trudy, and then Trudy turned to him and was like, she thought you were Barra Best there. So then the first time I done a cabaret, Glenn introduced me as the #1 weather watcher, Chrissy Toxicity.
That's right.
Barra Best superfan.
And that ran for a good few weeks at that little... And that's right.
But our final cabaret, do you know who was sat at the back of the room? Barra fucking Best.
Was a...
Yes.
Oh, look at that. It was all in the cards. There she is. Chrissy Toxicity, the event destroyer.
The #1 Barra Best superfan and weather watcher.
And he came to your very last.
Yeah. He was there for me when no one else was.
He was only there for you. I love one more thing before we go, because by fuck we're here for days. Do you ever get BBC put up, it's going to be sunny for the next 3 days, and then it rains or it's a little bit cloudy? People go, at Barra Best, fuck's sake, you're a liar. It's like, as if he is responsible.
As if he is the Met Office.
That is just a man Leave the
Resenting the
fucker
weather.
alone. He's just a presenter. You don't go on to fucking like Julian Simmons and call him a bitch because Coronation Street was cancelled.
Well, I do.
Well, no, he's fucking brilliant. He's a legend. I would love to interview him in this back room of Kong Kong items, as I call it. It all goes up in the air. But here,
Next on the Laundry Room podcast.
it's the one and only. I would actually want him to do sound bites for my shows to introduce me to the thing. Please, Julian Simmons. If anybody knows or has a connection for Julian Simmons, please get him
Does
on.
Julian Simmons have a cameo?
Question. Tell me what you think about me, about my own diamonds and about my own rings. I would love to find out, actually.
But we need to get him introduced in Chrissy Toxicity is the one with the nose like a cooker head.
Coming up now is the one and only, the one with the nose like a kicker herd. It's Chrissy Toxicity. I could do that myself.
Me and Fierce should do a show because then she's the leopard that never changes her spots.
In Coronation Street. Well, folks, thank you for listening to the Laundry Room podcast this week. It's been a special extended extra motor mouth episode because I have my best bitch with me. Chrissy,
We must have put the washing machine on like extra dry cycle. We done a pre-wash tonight, so we did.
Pre-wash, full wash, and then it came out with a bit of a stain on it. We put it back in for a quick 30.
Some vanish.
It's kind of how
Oxy
it goes.
action.
Chrissy, thank you for joining me. You're an
bother.
absolute superstar. Make sure you go down and see this bitch on a Friday night with Miss Becca Boots at Union Street Bar, showtime
9 o'clock or whenever the fuck I get out of the dressing room.
or whatever time she decides to waltz down the stairs at, and of course on a Sunday night as well. All details found online.
And who knows, myself and the lovely Becca Boots may have other shows coming up soon that
Oh.
someone may want to come along to.
Ooh.
So keep a wee eye out for that.
Keep an eye out for that. Is that the one with the superstar DJ you're planning?
It might be, yes. Oh, that might actually be for another thing I've got planning.
Well, fuck, there's quite a few
Yes.
things in the pipeline. See, this is where we leave you on a hanger. Guys, thank you so much for listening, and of course for your continued support in all my future endeavours. Those are absolutely fantastic. Chrissy, again, thank you.
Not a bother at
I
all, my love.
see
Thank
you
you very much for having me.
soon, and-
God, you've got me actually quite pissed. I'm not drunk, but like I'm definitely fucking tipsy.
You're the tipsy bird. That's what I call you. That chicken nose.
With a toucan nose that comes right back around at the end.
It's a fucking kicker hood. Guys, thank you so much. I'll see you on the next one. Have a great week. Whatever you're up to, be safe, be fun, and do not be sorry. See you soon. Bye-bye.